Andy here, and the StreamUP OBS plugin has had a huge update. Let's just dive straight into it so I'm not wasting anybody's time. So the first thing that has been done is I did a video recently about backing up OBS, and I kind of thought, you know what, why have we not added something to back up? So now when you open up StreamUp, you can go to the backup section and you can back up OBS. This will back up your scene collections, your profiles, plugin settings, themes, OBS settings, all that kind of stuff. And you can exclude the stream key and logins because they're in your profiles as well. So if you wanted to share it and things, it's a little bit more secure. And it can copy all the reference media. So this means if you've got like images and videos scattered all around your computer, it will grab all those and put them in the zip file. So everything will be in one place for you as well, which is really cool. And when you restore from that backup, you'll be reading just from that one folder. So you can kind of use it to organize all your stuff as well, which is really cool. And all you have to do is just press create a backup. And then you just go and put the backup anywhere you want. Boom. Does a little load bar. Does its thing. And this is, like I say, backing up everything. So this is still a work in progress. So if there's any other things that you want to add to the backup, let me know and I'll see if I can get them added. So this will tell you exactly what was saved. You've got 39 scenes, profiles, you've got the plugin manager stuff, the plugin configs, the themes. So these are files. There's not 927 themes, just FYI. It'll say how big it is, and it'll tell you all the things that it wasn't able to find across all the scene collections. You know when you start OBS and it sometimes says, oh, this is missing, this is missing. That's basically saying what that is, and you can export that whole list to look at if you want to. And to restore from a backup, super easy. You just go to StreamUp, go to backup, and you just say restore from backup. You choose the zip file, and it does it. So it's a nice, easy way to just have an extra backup. And the cool thing about it is you can actually use the backup settings, which will mean you can turn on backup automatically. So this will just back up. It will keep however many you want on there. It will back up once a day. You change where you want to save them, and you can do manual backups as well. The files are super small because it's, well, unless it's got all your media in there, but because it's just getting all the config data and things like that, it's quite compressed, which is really cool. So that is a nice little feature that we've added that I kind of want to keep growing on because I know it's going to be a really useful one for you lot out there. And I did actually add WebSocket commands as well, so you can actually trigger it via Streamer.bot or something like that to initiate a backup. So you don't even have to open any menus, you just press backup. How cool is that? So the next thing that I've added, obviously just as an intermission, there's tons of bug fixes. So I just want to say massive thank you to everybody that's been using the plugins and everything like that, because the feedback button is in there. And because everybody has been filling this form out and letting me know of issues or jumping in the Discord and telling me the problems, it's allowed me to get everything fixed, touch wood. So thank you so much for all the kind words as well that everybody's been saying. The next cool thing that I have been requested a few times, and I was unsure how to do it, is kind of, I think it's one of the unsung parts of the plugin that is awesome. So I'm going to go into StreamUp settings for a second. Just one tick. I just need to move my preview. There it is. And Toolbar. This is my favorite OBS plugin as part of this StreamUp plugin. And it's basically all the controls. So, you know, you start stream, end stream, you start record, all that kind of stuff. But we've kind of taken it a little bit further now. You can adjust the position. So I'm going to put it at the bottom for now, down here, so it's a bit easier to see. You can change the size of it, which was there, but it's been tweaked a little bit, so it's a little bit sleeker now. So I'll keep it on medium. We can do the alignment, so we can do centered buttons. So you can center the bar now, which is really nice. Or you can put it at the end. I'll leave it at start. But it's got a whole new configure toolbar section. So you can get to that by right-clicking it and pressing edit toolbar. And this will open a new little UI. And in this UI, it allows you to add different buttons. So you've got all the standard OBS buttons there. We've got all of the StreamUp tools, so we can add lock sources if we want to. So I just click and drag down onto my bar here. There we go. And now it's more of a what you see is what you get situation. So you can just drag them around to reorder them and everything like that. So you're going to add all those. We've now added status readouts, so you know all this information that you get in the bottom of OBS just down here, so like your frames per second, your CPU, all your recording time, that is all available in here now. So if I click and drag that, put it down there, we've got that just there. So you can see the CPU usage there as well. So I'll add recording time for now, and you can add as many of these as you want. It's completely up to you. And we've adjusted how the spacer works. So we can add a spacer in just here, and we can say fill available space if we want to, and that will basically just fill the remaining space in the middle, effectively making it so you've got one toolbar that has all this data in, as well as the buttons that you can press. Not only that, is I have tweaked the hotkeys and everything like that in there. So when you go down to add hotkey button, you can press select hotkey, and you can see all the hotkeys that are available in OBS. You know, when you go to settings, then press hotkeys, all these are just here. So you can add screenshot on there. You can add the recording button, start and stop. You can add anything you want, which is just insane. You've got extra plugin stuff there, which you'll be able to do. As you can see, you can control your DSK if you want to. Really, really sleek. And you add those buttons, select whatever icon you want to use for it as well, and just put it all down there. So it's a lot more organized now for you to see. Not only that, we've added more WebSocket stuff. So now when you do something like, I don't know, get stats, for instance. I know this is a little bit more advanced, but I'll just add that for now. And you'll see it's in the bottom right there. I'll just drag it across to this section. I'm going to press done so I can use it. When I press it, boom. Pulls up all that information, and it copies it to your clipboard. So it becomes very, very handy. I really, really like it. I think you guys will as well. If you do have like any other things that you want to add to it, please let me know, and I'll see what I can do. But another one that I did want to actually mention is in the edit toolbar, we can have the dropped frames. So I might adjust this at some point. I wasn't expecting there to be so many things in there. But we can do the missed frames. So if I throw that down there, you'll see I've missed 7 frames. You know when you normally start OBS or something like that, you get them missed frames. I can right click and you can reset it as well. So you can keep track of it live. And this means that you probably don't need the status bar at the bottom. So you go up to view, go down to status bar, turn it off, and now you've just got one clean bar with a bunch of quick icons on it and whatever you want down on the bottom just here, which is pretty spicy. It's getting more and more spicy, and that's thanks to everybody giving that feedback. The other thing that I've sorted out is we had some bugs with the the Scene Organiser. So there was some coloring issues and things like that, which were kind of causing a couple of problems when you kind of right click and you set a color. Set color, and you set it, it's now working as intended. We've also added the ability to use transition override, because that was something that I completely forgot to add when we did it. So thank you to whoever fed that back as well. So that's been added. Also regarding the Scene Organiser, this is a new beta test for, well, beta, I don't know. I've released it, but for you guys to test, because I don't really use vertical much, but I've added the vertical Scene Organiser into this update. So it seems to work fine, but I don't stream to vertical, so I don't use it constantly. So please let me know if you've got any feedback or anything like that. But it does mean that you can put all your scenes into different groups, folders, and all that jazz. So I'll just do a folder just there. As you can see, we can just drag whatever scenes we want into folders, so you can organize them just like you did with the traditional scenes organizer. So an honorable mention is in the sources menu as part of the changes that were in OBS 32.2. If you're using OBS 32.2 and above, you'll notice that all of the StreamUP plugins that you use have unique icons now. So the adjustment layer that comes in the StreamUP plugin has got this little line adjustment layery thing, as an icon so you can easily differentiate it from your other plugins. So make sure you are subscribed and all that jazz, because I go through a lot of this stuff. I'm covering content that no other content creator does, because these are tools that I develop and I try and make your lives easier. So if you've got any feedback as well, I'm answering every comment, so comment down below. And like I say, you don't want to miss it, so get subscribed, follow me on the socials. I'm always posting about this stuff, all right? Much love. See you in the next one. Put your rock up in the stone.